And for further analysis on the Chinese latest developments, we're joined from Hong Kong by PhD researcher of the University of Manchester, Marvin Lee. Hello and welcome to the Economic Bulletin. And let me start by asking you, do China's recent actions, such as deepening ties with Pacific Island nations and enhancing cooperation with ASEAN and the GCC, signal a deliberate shift away from reliance on the US-led global order?
Assalamu alaikum, Aklim Wasalam. Thanks for your questions. Yes, China's recent diplomatic and economic overtones suggest a deliberate strategy to hedge against the US-led global order and the ongoing trade war, tariff war, launched by the USA by expanding its presence in the Pacific Islands and consolidating ties with ASEAN, the Southeast Asian countries, and the GCC countries in the Middle East. China is diversifying its partnership and building parallel sphere of influence. Let me give you some example first. Why ASEAN, why GCC, and why the Pacific Islands? And the Pacific Islands is situated at the first and second island chain. So the American has been launching a containment policy to contain the rise of China from the military and economic aspect. So if war happens, we will be blocked by the US-led army. So why Southeast Asia? Because there has been a rising market for us to export our goods and products to Southeast Asia, especially Indonesia, speaking the largest Muslim countries in the world. And why GCC? Because of the oil exporting countries, all the way from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, all the way to China. So that's why it's quite important for China to launch to transform China as a developed countries within 20 to 30 years. So that's why China has been playing a long-term chess game to hedge against the US containment policy. Thank you.
Now, sir, as China advances free trade agreements with ASEAN and negotiates with the GCC, to what extent is Beijing building alternative trade routes and alliances to reduce exposure to US economic pressures?
Okay, this is a very good question. From the geopolitical aspect, China has been building two pipelines and economic roads. First one is the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and the second one is the China-Myanmar gas pipeline. So that's why you can see that Chinese government has been doing lots of investment in these two countries, not just about economic measures, it's about military measures to protect the national interests. And the Chinese has been also building railways, pipelines in Central Asia and Afghanistan as well. So that's why the Chinese government is actively constructing alternative economic corridors, through trade paths like the RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnerships, and the proposed FTAs with the GCC, especially UAE and Saudi. And this move are strategic buffers against the US-led alliance, economic coercions, including tariff, sanctions, and export controls. And the Chinese government has been launching Belt and Road Initiative just to alleviate these unprecedented and uncertain measures launched by the USA, and also avoid the choke points like the Strait of Malacca, like in Singapore, and even the Indian Ocean as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, delving into the Chinese strategy regarding the rare earth export controls, does its willingness to discuss its rare earth export controls, what role does it play into the broader strategy to weaponize or at least safeguard its dominance in critical supply chains amid tensions with the US?
Let me give you a very specific data right now in 2025. China has the best rare earth technology, like to extract, to manufacture, all the way to microchips. But at the same time, the USA, the UK, and the EU, they have no relative technology to counterbalance the rare earth export control led by the Chinese. So that's why I can, from my perspective, the Chinese government has been doing lots of measures just to strike for the national interest, because you can see that the Five Eyes alliance launched by UK and US. So China is also doing the same message just to tackle against the sphere of influence from the USA. And with control of over 60% of global rare earth processing capacity, China understands its essential role in the production of semiconductors like the AI chips from NVIDIA, from Huawei electric vehicles like BYD and Xiaomi, and even military technology like nuclear weapons, all right? By framing controls with a narrative or national security or environmental regulation, China safeguards its national interests in national base while subtly warning adversities like that a strategic decoupling may also carry global costs. So that's why China has been doing these measures for a better position during the negotiation
Mhm.
process in the long future.
Now, moving on to other fields that China is penetrating. So, by promoting cooperation in green and digital economies with non Western partners, is China positioning itself as a new leader in the global innovation landscape, distinct from US and European Union models?
Absolutely, yes. Let me give you another good example as well. So there used to be a Europe 2024, the football match in European continent. BYD was the main sponsor of Euro 2024. And if you travel to London, and there are lots of uh, London lots of EV bus in London, they're all made by BYD. So this is all around the world. And at the same time, China has been playing active role in Paris Agreement just to achieve the common goal by 2030. No matter just about EV cars, solar panels, green technology, so China has been doing aggressive measures and like grabbing the market dominance just to gain more say in the future. Whereas President Donald Trump has been protecting the oil industry, so that's why I can see that China has an upper hand in the long future in terms of the green technology.
From Hong Kong, that was PhD researcher of the University of Manchester, Marvin Lee. Thank you so much for your insights and for joining us here on the Economic Bulletin.